Here we go. What is going on, Cover One crew? Welcome back to the show. Hope everybody's great. I'm awesome, as always, because the NFL season is creeping that much closer. We're now into OTAs, still voluntary OTAs, but we're getting damn close to that start of the season. So why not we discuss a little bit of fantasy football rankings? We're talking top 20 for the quarterback position. And as fantasy football has morphed, the quarterback position has gotten better and better with the talent that has been coming in from the NFL draft, etc. So, you can wait on your quarterbacks again. That is the biggest key in this department. But let's start off with those rankings. Number one, we got Patrick Mahomes, and it hurts. And I can definitely make an argument to still say Josh Allen is the number one ranked quarterback in fantasy football because of the rushing upside. Everybody with the recency bias is going to say no bueno because of the turnovers. The Bills are morphing their offense, changing everything. They added more weapons. So Josh Allen is definitely a 1A to a 1B of a Patrick Mahomes. So I could easily make that argument as well. Rushing upside definitely goes toward the Josh Allen, but the interception turnover ratio of Allen does not clean up those fumbles this year. I completely understand why everyone's fading it, but Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes, man. Mahomes boy's got no loss for toys. He's got Sky Moore, MVS, Kelsey's still there. You got Justin Ross. I'm telling y'all, do not sleep on Justin Ross this year, but Mahomes Allen is 1 and 2, and I think everybody's kind of on that same boat. Jalen Hurts number 3, and again, I get it. People will lift to Jalen Hurts because of the rushing upside. He's got an offense. They came from the Super Bowl, and they're going to continue to still be a powerhouse in this league as well. Jalen Hurts did impress me this past year when it came to his passing upside and his passing aptitude. Definitely impressed. I believe it was the Monday Night Football game versus Minnesota where I was like, okay, I can't say anything more worse about his pass aptitude anymore because he is that good. Number 4 is Lamar Jackson. No more excuses, Lamar. You got the team behind you. J.K. Dobbins, the cream in that backfield with Gus Edwards. Now you got the wide receiver core that he's been begging for. The Baltimore Ravens definitely hooked him up on the right note. Rashad Bateman coming from that injury. Zay Flowers, Odell Beckham Jr., and Nelson Aguilar added with a Devin Duvernay. They still got Mark Andrews. It's a very good receiving core. So if Lamar Jackson can't do it with this core, then we're going to be talking a lot of trash on Lamar Jackson. But I do believe that he's going to do extremely well with this offense, and that's why I got Lamar at number 4. Number 5, Joey B, Joe Burrow. And the top 5, you can really choose who you like, and the upside is definitely going to continue to go to Mahomes and Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts. But Joe Burrow in that Lamar Jackson category, the Cincinnati Bengals did not get any worse for wear. They added more pieces to this offense, and you still got the same cast of characters, but now you got an Irv Smith on this team. And that is very interesting because we haven't seen a good quality tight end on this Cincinnati Bengals offense with a Joe Burrow just yet. And I think Irv Smith potentially, if he can stay healthy, he is going to be a very interesting product this year in fantasy football. Number 6, Trevor Lawrence might shock some people. I got him 2 points higher than the consensus rankings right now. And there's a reason for that. You still got Travis Etienne. You added a Tank Bigsby. There's your 1-2 punch in the run game. Going to definitely assist a Trevor Lawrence, not only in the play-action pass, but also taking pressure off him in the run game, where Travis Etienne did foil his statistics and couldn't get in between the tackles. A Tank Bigsby is going to be that punisher. It's a big ups in this run game. You got Calvin Ridley, man. You traded for him because of that suspension. The Falcons wanted no business with him anymore. You add Calvin Ridley with a Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, Parker Washington, Evan Ingram. There's a lot of weapons on this team as well, and Doug Peterson definitely has shown that he's made a big leap with the growth of a Trevor Lawrence in his first season as the head coach of those Jacksonville Jaguars, so you can't dislike anything that's going on with the Jags. I'm huge on Trevor Lawrence this year. I think he's going to absolutely explode. Year 3 in his progression, he looked great last year, took the team to the playoffs. I'm all in on Trevor Lawrence this year. Number 7, we got Justin Herbert. Herbie, my guy. Okay, he let us down, but Austin Eckler signs I believe it was a 2-year extension, so he's got his money, and this is what he was or a $2 million extension, I think it was. He's got his money, now he's back in the mix, back in the fold. They added a weapon in Quentin Johnston. They still got Joshua Palmer, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. Okay, so this offense does look a lot better. And I think that, depending on how they move, they revamp the offensive coordinator. So now we're going to see this offense potentially be that much better. And I'm a huge supporter of Justin Herbert. He was the rookie of the year. And I think last year was just something. It was one of those growing pain seasons. I think he comes out the gates firing this year, especially in a division playing with Patrick Mahomes. You guys cannot have any letdowns. I still got Herbert at number 7. Number 8, we got Justin Fields, and I know everyone's going to be angry with me because the consensus is typically having him as the 6th-ranked quarterback. I can say, yes, I agree with 6, but I can say no because I still want to see it on the field. I think everyone's getting ahead of themselves just a little bit because of the trade for DJ Moore, okay? And it's going to add a good level of, statistical achievement in this offense, but we have to be careful in this situation. While Justin Fields will definitely use his legs and run and give you massive fantasy productivity like we saw last season, I want to see that passing aptitude. Similarly to how I was treating a Jalen Hurts, I'm treating Justin Fields the same way in that respect. Show me on the field, and you're going to rise up the board. Obviously, we're in OTAs. This ranking is definitely going to change. But as we said today, I got Justin Fields at number 8, and I'm definitely comfortable with that. Number 9, we got Deshaun Watson. And I can flip this one because I think Deshaun Watson and a Dak Prescott could be interchangeable at 9 and 10. However, I do believe in this offense, there is no more excuses for Kevin Stefanski and the Deshaun Watson saga now. They got the team loaded up, man. You got Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, DPJ, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and you got rookie Cedric Tillman. You got a slot weapon like a David Bell, still underutilized in this offense. David Njoku's still there. You still got Nick Chubb. It's a good offense, man. So if Deshaun Watson can get out of his own way, get the head right and get all that off-field stuff out in the back, I think that Deshaun Watson could have a very good resurrection of his career here this season in 2023, hence why I got him at number 9. When we're talking the Cowboys and Dak Prescott, this offense, oh my. It's going to be interesting because there is no more the offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore. He is now with the Chargers. That's why I got Herbie still at 7. But I'm telling y'all, with Dak Prescott, barring any health injuries, issues aside, I think Dak Prescott's going to do extremely well. They added a Brandon Cooks, got some more speed. They still got CeeDee Lamb, who I believe is easily top 6 wide receiver in this league. He is that good. I've been beating the drum for him for a long period of time. And, I mean, you lost Zeke, but is it that big of a loss? I mean, Tony Pollard is an explosive running back. You added a guy like Deuce Vaughn. Do not sleep on the jitterbug because he's going to be ample usage in this pass game. No kidding. Deuce Vaughn, the rookie, if you guys don't know who he is, just go watch some of his film. And I'm calling him the jitterbug because that's what he is. He's small. He's only, 5'5", but he's going to be absolutely handsome in the pass game. He's going to be a definite player. So that's why I got Dak Prescott sitting at number 10. Number 11, Kirk Cousins. And everyone's going to say, what are you talking about, Kirk Cousins? I'm talking Kirk Cousins, man. He does nothing but produce majority of the time. Yes, he is better with matchup play, depending on even when the games are played. Those stats are definitely there that inhibit what Kirk Cousins does on the field in elite traits, but he does have an offense, and we can't say anything about that. Justin Jefferson, I mean, we still got Dalvin Cook, even though there is potential that Dalvin Cook is going to be maybe moved even this offseason. We could definitely see it, but they still got guys in the waiting, and Alexander Mattison, Dwayne McBride, Ty Chandler. So if they do get rid of Dalvin Cook, they're not going to be, completely worse for wear, even though Dalvin's a superstar in the making. But you added yourself a Jordan Addison, okay? And this is the biggest thing you want to see and why I'm promoting a Kirk Cousins at this point. Jordan Addison is a separating machine, and then playing with a guy like Justin Jefferson who can get open with triple coverage. This team is going to be lights out, explosive on the field, and I think they want to do it their way. That's why Dalvin Cook may not fit into their scheme and their situation, how they want to move the ball. But I do believe they're going to throw the ball a ton with a Kirk Cousins. He is on that contract year. This feels like it is the final season, the way that these Vikings are set up. So Kirk Cousins is definitely going to show out this year. I'm definitely supportive of his game, man. Geno Smith, he impressed us all, came out of nowhere again. Resurrected his career with these Seattle Seahawks. He looked damn good, and I mean, he was very impressive fantasy-wise. Finished, I believe, as a top 10 quarterback. So right now, I mean, I got him at number 12. Consensus got him at number 10. Not far off, and you added a player like a Jackson Smith and a Jigba, and you know that the passes are going to be flying. These wide receivers, the DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, going to be roaming free, no kidding, all season long, and then you add a JSN. He's just going to be PPR mopping up duties all day long. My only issue with Geno right now is how many running backs they added in this room. You got Kenneth Walker III. You drafted Zach Charbonnet. You drafted a Kenny McIntosh. So this is the problem. We know Pete Carroll's MO. He loves to run the ball. He's going to set up the pass with the run. So this could take back, maybe a couple contests for a Geno, but they're definitely going to run the ball. Commitment to run is what Pete Carroll does love to do. Wants to protect Geno Smith, hence why the stats could go down just a little bit, but efficiency could go up for a Geno. Daniel Jones. Okay, I got to stop calling him Danny Pennies. I mean, that's his nickname. What can I say? It's Danny Pennies. But he looked good last year, and I mean, it is because of the head coach. I mean, Brian Dable is a wizard at this point. We said, can he do it with a Daniel Jones like he did with Josh Allen? And I mean, how can we argue that? They did add a ton of weaponry in this wide receiver room. Wandale's there, Slayton, Hyatt the rookie, Hodgins, Paris Campbell, still Shepard there. So you do have great talent there. You added Darren Waller at the tight end position, and then on top of that, Daniel Jones does have good rushing upside. So here, sitting at 13, I could easily pop him up to number 12, even number 11, and I can't hate it because I do believe that the statistics will be there for a Daniel Jones to do some damage. So right now I'm feeling a little bit, I want to see some chemistry building here in OTAs, here in training camp with his new weapons to see how they're going to move forward, and then we'll start talking, rising up Daniel Jones, my board, that much more. Number 14, Aaron Rodgers. He goes to the New York Jets. And, I mean, the Jets are good. I mean, except for the fact that Breece Hall is still injured. We don't know when he's going to come back. You still got Michael Carter. You got Israel, the rookie, now in the backfield. So we'll see how this does shake down. Aaron Rodgers has proven still that he can play this game, even though he didn't look sharp and great last year. Garrett Wilson, Allen Lazard, McCole Hardman, Corey Davis, and then Randall Cobb. So the tight end spot, it is still built up with Conklin and Uzama, but I mean, and some rookies now in the mix. But I mean, Aaron Rodgers, chemistry building with rookies, chemistry building with younger talent. That's why I didn't like the fact that he was, telling that he wanted all his players coming from Green Bay to come and join him in New York because he wants that, reliability that he's comfortable with. Don't like that about Aaron Rodgers whatsoever as he's aged in his career. But, I mean, the chemistry building, what we're seeing so far with the Garrett Wilson, I think he's going to pop off this season. Garrett Wilson will. So Aaron Rodgers is going to be the guy that's throwing him the ball. So you got to give Aaron Rodgers right now. Age might be creeping in. We'll see. Arm strength didn't seem to have been lost whatsoever this past year. So I got him at 14. I'm playing a little bit cautious here, but I think they do got enough weapons here in New York with the Jets for Aaron Rodgers to succeed pretty well, man. Number 15, Jared Goff with the Detroit Lions. And everyone's underselling Jared Goff. I think that he is a good late-round flyer. Like I said, if you're going to build your team and wait for quarterbacks, Jared Goff is not a bad hedge bet whatsoever. You got Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yes, Jameson Williams is suspended. Don't like that. No good, no bueno. And then you added Sam Laporta to this tight end room. He is going to be like a TJ Hawkinson in this offense. He is very good in that respect also. So the weaponry did not get, diminished whatsoever, even though they did trade DeAndre Swift. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to set up, Jared Goff all day long. He worked fabulously under the play action pass. Jared Goff is definitely a good one at 15. Russell Wilson sitting at 17, and the only reason I don't drop him lower, it's the Sean Payton effect. And I mean, Payton, if Payton can't make this right, no one can. I do have my concerns on a Russell Wilson. I would likely drop him as this, offseason does go, but I do want to see what this offense is going to look like under Sean Payton because it could have some explosive ability. Still got Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, so there is going to be ability for Russell Wilson to spread the ball around, and I think, adding the Mims kid from OU, I think is going to be a good one as well. So we'll see how this Denver offense does move. Right now, I'm putting him mid-level in the cream of the top 20, or in the latter part of the top 20, but he is like one of these guys that I could definitely drop down as this offseason does move on. I'm stumbling for words, but I mean, it is Russell Wilson, and he did not look sharp last year, so the trust level is definitely lower. Number 17, Tua Tagovailoa. They got him at number 12 on the consensus. I cannot do it. I don't know what y'all be smoking because Tua is like, okay, yeah, he had some cheeseburgers this offseason. He's looking a little thicker, and that's good because you don't want to see him taking all that punishment he took this past year. That's fine. He upped his weight a little bit, get a little bit more strength. Good news. I like that about Tua a lot. Yes, he does got Tyreek. He's got Waddle. He's got weapons for days. They got a track team in this backfield as well. Going to help with Devin Achane, etc. However, how can I sit here and promote a Tua Tagovailoa with all that concussion history and all that concussion issue? One more hit, and this guy could be done for a career. So for me, it is one of those situations. If you're really favorable on Tua, then that's fine. You guys go ahead and take him, and then hedge your bets with another quarterback elsewhere. I'm very skittish right now on Tua, and it's only because of the injury. Like I said, one more headshot, and that could be a career for Tua. I got him at 17, where the consensus is sitting at number 12. You guys can have it, man. Number 18, Derek Carr. I'm right with consensus with these New Orleans Saints, and I think that, a breath of fresh air for a Derek Carr isn't necessarily going to make him rise up the board and do something, extremely drastic statistically. However, Derek Carr is a reliable quarterback where he can throw 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns to 35 touchdowns. In an offense now with the Alvin Kamara saga, we'll see how that does pan out. But you do got Chris Olave, CO2, my guy, and then Michael Thomas coming back. So if Michael Thomas does come back fully healthy, fully recovered from that foot and ankle injuries, this is good news for Derek Carr. He's going to put up a lot of points. They're going to air raid this offense a little bit more. And I think Derek Carr is a definite upgrade than it was from Andy Dalton. Jameis Winston, we can make the argument, but I still think it's an upgrade for this offense with a Derek Carr. Going to be very good. Jordan Love, number 19. I may be, preaching a little bit of fandom here because I'm excited for Jordan Love. I think it's time. I think just how, Aaron Rodgers sat behind a Brett Favre for all those years, Jordan Love's been sitting behind Aaron Rodgers learning, so how can we fade him all the way past under 20? I think he's got enough weapons with youth on this team. Aaron Jones still there. A.J. Dillon still there. They're going to be rely on this run game quite a bit. I do believe early on this season, probably 1 to 5 weeks, they're going to run the ball quite a bit. But you do got Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, Jaden Reed. You added pieces. They're all youthful talents. Added tight ends like Luke Musgrave and Tucker Kraft. It's a good building offense. They're very youthful. They may struggle a little bit. That's why I got him here at 19. You could drop him down a little bit more. I completely understand. But I think he's ready. And I think that's why they decided to pull the plug. And the Green Bay Packers, man, if we're talking how they have utilized quarterbacks since Brett Favre, they know when the time is to pull the plug and bring in the new buck to do the damage. So I'm very favorable on Jordan Love. I think he's going to do very well. Is he going to be great? That's to be seen. But 19 is pretty fair for me. Number 20, I'm going completely against the consensus right now because we don't know what Brock Purdy's going to do. And I got Trey Lance at number 20, where consensus has him 7 spots lower at 27. How can you fade Trey Lance already? Why is everybody getting off the bandwagon because the man got injured? You don't lose your job because you got injured just because Brock Purdy looked very damn good. But we don't know when, Brock Purdy's going to throw. We saw, potentially he's going to throw in the preseason already. And then Kyle Shanahan debunks that and says, God knows when he's going to come back. So who's the quarterback up next? It's Trey Lance. If you caught some of the OTAs, yes, it doesn't mean much just yet. They're not in pads. But the throwing motions, the mechanics, he looks a lot better and a lot more comfortable behind the pocket there throwing the football. Arm rotation looks very good. Footwork looks absolutely phenomenal. And Trey Lance is still one of these guys that I think everybody's sleeping on way too much. And I think he could turn a lot of heads this season if Brock Purdy does not come back and get the favor to start. I think Trey Lance could win back this job with a good campaign. So I'm definitely putting him here at number 20. A little bit of high risk, but there's going to be a lot of high reward if Trey Lance does come back to the fold. But there you have it. That is my top 20 rankings for quarterbacks. I mean, where do you see it? Do you disagree with any of mine? I mean, you can definitely throw them in those comments and talk it out with me, but nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, give me your thoughts. Like I said, what do you think of these ranks, man? How are your ranks shaping up, man? Throw them in the comments. We can have a good discussion. But nevertheless, I'll see you next time. I am out.